This guy here called Paul Mungai and is spending 40,000 a week only for medication, and that is way outside without the 6 million that he needs for his medical fund, his surgery and all that.
I was healthy like any other person till 2015, and that 2015 I just felt like fever. I went to the hospital, the checkup like any other person could go, and I was treated different issues like pneumonia. Other doctors thought it was ulcers, so I took the medication, but as I was doing it, ilikuwa inisaidi to an extent. Around September 2015 ikakuwa worse, nikaanza kukuwa nafura uso, nikafura tumbo na miguu, na profession yangu juu nilikuanga kwa transport. Sasa hiyo nilikuwa nafikiria ni fatigue. So nikaona venye nimeanza kufura, wife akakuwa concerned, akaniambia sasa hii kitu inafaa tuichukulie serious. So nikarudi kwa zile hospitali nilikuwa ninaenda, nilienda different hospitals, na moja ndio nilipata daktari mmoja akanitibu kitu nimetibiwa. Nikamwambia I think ni mistake na hiyo, juu nimepata hiyo treatment na haijanisaidia. So mimi nikamwambia kuna venye na feel na umona hapa juu between my chest ndio nasikia pain, na ni pain kubwa.
Yeah.
Nikitembea nilikuwa nasikia kama kitu inaruka. Huyo ndiye alitu advise tupigwe, nifanywe
scan and all.
Aliniambia ile picha naweza fanywa inaitwa nifanywe endoscopy. Endoscopy unarushwa kamera kwa mdomo, inaona the internal parts.
Okay.
It was expensive for us to cater then, because ilikuwa ni 30k, na at the moment hatukuwa na ile float. So hiyo ndio ilifanya hiyo 2015 November venye nilipigwa, na hiyo picha inapigwa kwa facilities chache. So I did it at Madanta. It was only Madanta and Kenyatta mashine ilikuwa imeharibika, nikaenda sasa hiyo private. Venye nilipigwa hiyo picha sikurudi nyumbani, ilikuwa already ilikuwa worse, nikapelekwa Kenyatta. So nikaanza admission yangu hapo. Life ya history hosi kanzia. Niliadmitwa at the first time sasa Kenyatta. I got into a coma. So for a while I didn't realize I'm in the hospital. So when I woke up and I found myself in another environment, it was very challenging to me. Now from there I realized I can't go home, and I was very discouraged. So life yangu kutoka hapo, kwanza nilisikia nikiwa disadvantaged. Ilini bring down.
What's the next step? And now already I think by then I had already been blacklisted, so I did not even, all our finances
and friends
were done. You know that when you are blacklisted and you cannot pick a loan, even your thinking is narrowed there.
Narrowed, yes.
But then we just got some painkillers and such, and then we came home. So from there now, it has been a journey now. Now that's where the journey now started.
The journey started from that day.
The journey now for struggle, because now you see now the medication have hiked, and it has hiked when we don't have money. But then we had now, by then we still had our relatives, they were around us. So they could come up with a way of raising for a day until they reached somewhere, and now everybody was just pulling out at their time. And that's now how.
Kwa hii situation yote, I'm still at the spiritual part.
Yes.
Kwa hii story yote, how would you state your spiritual self? How would you rate your relationship with God? The fact that God amekuweka kwa hii challenge, because this is a challenge. He's challenging you but they anakuchallenge kuona maybe a way forward. So how did you take the challenge? You as a mother and as a wife, and probably as a Christian, how do you take the challenge?
Okay, one, I could not understand it. And you know, there are times that you think,
In fact, it have really affected all of them. One, Jane was a very strong girl. They would go to school, they would cry the whole day. So I remember one time I was told, I insisted for a discharge, mainly because I wanted to go and see my kids.
Yeah.
And I was critical then. So I was told, no, there's no way you can go home. And here the situation I'm getting from people that I can look from the mother that things were not working out. So one day it happened that they were to be brought, because even me, I was like, okay, now it's too much. It's either I go home or you let the kids in,
Okay.
because they would ask me many questions about the machines they could see behind me. I'm in a recovery ward, you know.
Yes.
It was stigmatizing, you know. So it happened one day they were brought, and they were not allowed to get in. So I was to be taken from the ward to meet them, and it was mine.
I can only imagine how painful it was for him to see his children. They were in that situation. Unajua, so mami, acha nikuulize, how did you deal? At some point, I'm so sure your kids went through some traumatizing period, you know, and their mentality pia walikuwa na a lot of questions, na pia wewe ulikuwa na hizo mental trauma. You see all those things. How did you get your kids to cope with everything? I know you're a strong woman. You being a mother and a wife, I believe you're so strong. So how did you get your kids to cope with the situation? How do you give strength to your husband each and every day?
I think I've put it at a reference of God, and it's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
Because you see, children ask questions from what they can see.
Yes.
And I remember well, during that period, there's a time. By then the girl was around, she's now 8, 9, eh? So she was around 5 years.
5 years.
And she went to church.
Yeah.
So I had prepared them. You know, you keep them busy, eh? So that at least they keep
Well,
going.
they keep themselves occupied with other things as well.
So they had gone to church. I'd prepared them. They went for service. And during the service, she just realized they forgot to pray for daddy. And then, fortunate or unfortunate, the one who was reading the service is one of their Sunday school teacher. She took the courage and went and asked the teacher, "Are you aware that you people have forgotten to pray for our daddy?" Because at that point that I'm telling you that I went to the chemist and we were not in a position even to know where to start. Yeah. Friend came, colleagues came to us, family members were there for us, and we got support then. It may have not been sufficient enough, but at least even a call, how are you doing, how is it going? So what did the doctor say? At least we could get such. But as the journey moved, I don't want to say they got tired, but at least they withdrew differently.
What gives you the strength to wake up every morning?
With my kids.
Your children. Yes.
I believe they should have a father. Even though not working, I can advise them. I can mentally support them. I can do a lot for them. It's not a must that I'll be working, and I have to show support. You know, for me, my dad died when I was in Form 2, and I know the pain,
The challenge of not having a dad
of having a single parent.
Yes.
So I would not wish at one point to see my kids go that way.
And I just wanted to say, the people which are watching this live thing, please help my father.
Yeah, just continue, sweetheart. Don't cry. Okay. Don't cry. Don't cry.
Yeah, they will be.
There's no cry. Okay. There's no cry. So, we are here to ask for your support. Paul Mungai cannot support his children, so kindly use the Paybill number over there to pay. Lipa hata kama ni 50, tunaomba hata kama 50 bob, your 100 shillings, your 1,000, your 1 million is gonna help us big time to support this family, this young family that is growing. These kids are lonely, they are depressed because of their dad's situation, but kindly, through your well wishes heart, Mungu tu awaguze, mweke kwa maombi and contribute something small for them that is going to take them on a long run. Sindio? All in all, tunashukuru Radio 44 and Uncle Maicheche and Patrick Mungai's family for hosting us. And I won't keep the children longer in the camera, so say, just wait. Okay, Jen, let's go.
Yes, umeona shughuli, at least umeona Jen. Jen next time najua atatupigia hata kawimbo kazuri. Na ni watu wa brilliant manze, na kila mtu yeye ana dad wake. Si ndio? So kama umewatch hiyo video na unajua imekugusa, sina nataka tu share. Kuna mtu anangoja ushare hiyo video. So do the sharing. Alafu kuna paybill number hapo tumekupea. Account name hiyo ni Paul. Cheza kiwewe. Atumind Chwani, atumind Mia, atumind Kaso, atumind ukituletea masposa wengine wengi jo. But Paul anatunid. Familia yake inatunid. Na nimekwambia kindly stand with Paul, and if you stand with Paul, you stand with the community and you stand with us. Na pia God atakam through pia kwa life yako. Uko hapo nje manzi unatembea una breathe poa manzi, haizi tembea bila hii. Haizi tembea, lazima atembee na oxygen place yote anaenda. Naweza penda upigie hesabu ya oxygen ndio unajua si uka na Paul chini tunapiga story. But at least Paul amekuwa kiishi juu ya well wishers. Kama nyinyi wenye mnatuwatch, kama nyinyi mwenye mmekuja kutusupport. Kwa hivyo usichoke kufanya poa. Tenda wema, nenda zako.